talk to. We wanna welcome you to SAZETU. This show's alive because of SAZETU.
SAZETU is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Learn more about the delicious spirits they import into the great state of Maine and the cocktails you can make with them at mainspirits.com or by downloading their app for your smartphone or visiting them on Instagram at Maine_spirits. Promotional consideration by State Theatre Portland. Visit statetheatreportland.com for an up-to-date schedule of virtual events and upcoming announcements as we get closer to normalcy. And Sun Tiki Studios, a top-notch rehearsal and performance facility located on Forest Avenue in Portland, Maine. Learn more at suntikistudios.com.
Welcome to Happy Hour. This week we got a call from Mo Nunez, my good friend. He's got a bottle of Chartreuse. He's not sure what to make with it. He usually drinks it with dessert, with some chocolate. It's very tasty on its own, but also very useful in a cocktail. We used some Chartreuse last week in the last word, and we're going to use some more this week. So, what is Chartreuse? It's an herbal liqueur produced by Chartreuse, or Carthusian, monks in the French Alps. With centuries of history, Chartreuse is one of the oldest and most mysterious spirits still available. So it's basically one of these things where one monk dies and no more Chartreuse. It has a very herbal, floral, and botanical taste. It's a very, very tasty liqueur. It comes in two colors, green and yellow. We're going to use green today. And the drink I want to show him and you how to make with it is called the Bijou, which I just love reading and saying. It's an attractive word, B-I-J-O-U, Bijou. Also had a great uncle named Uncle Bizou. Maybe that's why I like it. What a breakthrough. Anyway, let's build this drink. In a tumbler full of ice, please add 1 ounce of Beefeater gin, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 3/4 of an ounce of green chartreuse, and 1/4 ounce of Campari. Now stir until cold and strain into a rocks glass with no ice, and then add an orange twist as a garnish. Now let's go ahead and take a sip. The gin is dry, the vermouth is sweet, the chartreuse also a little bit sweet, the Campari sweet but not too, and it has that bitterness to it. This is a real fruity, botanical, herbaceous, delicious experience we have in our hands here. This has been Happy Hour, brought to you by Maine Spirits. You can learn more about this drink and many other drinks and watch videos based on this very recipe at mainspirits.com. You can also follow them on YouTube and on Instagram at Maine_spirits. You can download their app for your smartphone, which is a smart move because it's a wealth of information, what to buy, where to buy it, and what to make with it. And as always, we encourage you to drink deliciously and responsibly. So we're calling this the pitch. And I think it's safe to say there's been a distinct lack of movie ideas coming out of Hollywood for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's quite fair to say.
Fair. A lot of reboots and sequels and continuations of stories and all this stuff. Prequels. A lot of quells. Mm-hmm. And so it's because we love movies so much, we feel like it's our duty to not just sit back and complain, but contribute to the solution. Mm-hmm. So Zach and I have prepared a list of titles only to pitch to each other, and then once one of us pitches the title to the other person, then we will start to build, starting with the other, what this movie's about, and the plot, the stars, and a director. Do I have that all right so far?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. So, will you do me the honor of starting us off with a title?
All right. The first title I'm going to throw at you is Mr. Business.
It's so funny because I had a bunch of titles like this, yeah. like mismanagement or miseducation, yeah. You know, misdemeanor. So Mr. Business. Mr. Business is an Adam Sandler produced Rob Schneider movie.
Oh, no. This already doesn't get a green light, but go on.
No, it absolutely gets a green light because Adam Sandler can pay for the whole damn thing. It's direct to Netflix. Mr. Business is Rob Schneider, who keeps coming up with terrible ideas and keeps taking out bank loans to open up businesses for
he has to go to all the banks under different names with like different ideas. Like,
yes, that's right.
Fake identities to get loans.
That's right. And so even the cover is like his license picture, which is like him in like sunglasses and a fedora, and it says Mr.
Like
Business.
A bad mustache taped on.
Yeah, like McLovin style. Yeah. So he's opened up a bunch of different specialty shops that have all failed. Fruit-free jam was one. Hats for people with short necks. Pants that you can put on two legs at the same time. And they've all, whatever, like all this like failed entrepreneurial bullshit, and they've all failed. But he finally gets like a gold idea. Oh, because an old fella that he meets through some sort of magical circumstance right before, as he passes away. As an old man passes away, who is played by John Lithgow.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, which is the nice, because Adam Sandler does that. He gets like the juice names, you know?
Yep.
He passes an idea on to him. Who he meets, he has a heart attack right outside the patent office because he's on his way in to like patent a new idea and get it going on. He's like, where are you? And then he's like, he's holding the envelope. And the idea, you know, like the guy passes away and he like kind of grabs it and slips it in his pocket.
Yep. Yes.
So here's our conflict. And he starts the idea, which is not that hot tub. So use the hot tub because sometimes hot tubs get too hot. And so this hot tub,
that's good. Not that hot. The warm tub,
whatever. Yeah. It's the hot tub that finally like straddles the line in between warm and hot. And it's a gold idea. And this guy, maybe they get to know each other a little bit. Like, I've had like 15 patents. I've made millions off of my ideas. And he has a heart attack and dies. He's clutching the envelope, and he grabs it and stuffs it in his thing, kind of like runs away before like the paramedics come. Mm-hmm. And then or
maybe he's the one that calls the paramedics and takes all the credit for like, you know, trying to rescue this guy and save his life, even though he knows that he's gone and he's stolen his idea.
Well, yeah, no, he definitely calls the paramedics. He has the idea to like call the paramedics and like get them there. And once he knows the guy like is as safe as he can be, even though he's dying and dies. Mm-hmm.
Or he keeps calling and checking in before he goes forward with the idea. Like, did he make it? I'm really worried about him.
Yeah, maybe he's in the hospital. Maybe he's in the hospital. He's in a coma. He's in a coma in the hospital, and he starts the business. And then, the guy has no children, and he starts the business, and it's a huge success. The Not That Hot Tub blows doors. And he makes all the money. He's on the cover of like Business Insider magazine. Yeah. And finally the guy comes out, he keeps checking in, and he also like shows up and sits. What's that?
I was just gonna say, just like a list of like hottest entrepreneurs. He's like number one, totally, like the cover of some weird magazine.
Yeah, like the Ghostbusters montage, right? Yep, just on the cover of Newsweek. He's like everywhere. But he keeps going in and checking in. He's making sure that he's getting good care. He makes sure he's because he has no kids, which he learned in this 5-minute conversation before the guy had a heart attack or an aneurysm or whatever, put him into a coma. And then John Lithgow like comes out finally, and he's sitting there. He's like, "I took your idea, and I feel really guilty." And all John Lithgow says is like, "Did it work?" It's like, "Oh, it worked great. We're the biggest business in the world." It's like, oh, I knew it was right. And then basically, like, Rob Schneider becomes John Lithgow's son by proxy. Yep. And then they just ride into the sunset together. Total real good, feel good movie. It's directed by who
I actually just looked up who directed a lot of Adam Sandler films.
Yeah.
This guy, Dennis, I don't know how you pronounce it, Dugan or Duggan, Dugan.
Yeah, give it to him.
He's done Happy Gilmore, Don't Mess with Zohan,
Oh, yeah,
Big Daddy.
great.
Grown
there we
Ups.
go.
Yeah, he's done all
It's
of
that
those
guy,
Sandler movies.
and he's of course we have to find space for David Spade somewhere in there.
Yep, definitely.
And Adam Sandler as like a neighbor.
Yeah. I mean, Spade could just be like the stoner buddy who maybe encourages him to steal the idea or something. I don't know. Or to actually use it.
He's the buddy with like the always doing fucked up shit. Like he's not the good role model. Whatever. He's old. He's dead. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever. Just what's he gonna do?
He's gonna die.
Use it.
Make it anyway. But he has this guilt. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter if we greenlight it or not. Netflix will produce it for Sandler.
What was it called again?
Mr.
I forgot. Oh yeah, Mr. Business.
Mr.
Business.
Business.
I mean, it's already greenlit, but what do you think?
I mean, it definitely looks like a movie that I would open up Netflix and be like, I wonder what that is, and then maybe watch it really late one night, but probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But it's gonna get made.
Yeah, but at the same time, if that was made in like the 80s and had like Dana Carvey in it or something, I would have watched it then.
Well, like Opportunity Knocks.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got a title for you.
Oh, go on.
I forgot to time that one all together because I got so excited. I'm really excited about this one. I know what it's about already, but I want to hear what you think it's about.
All right.
The title of this film is Hell Prom.
Hell Prom?
As in a high school prom from hell. Hell Prom.
Like Carrie?
Sure.
All right. Hell Prom, to not make it like Carrie, where do I go with this? I mean, this is maybe even a Pixar movie. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about actual people in hell. Or not people, but like creatures, critters, and monsters with cute voices, but they're little cute Pixar demons and stuff.
The Children of Hell.
Yeah, the Children of Hell. And then from there, maybe it actually just turns into another coming-of-age high school movie. But also there's a conflict where not only are they actually demons in hell, but there is an embarrassing teenage scenario that for that teenage hell critter is like their version of, oh, this is hell if this goes as poorly.
Maybe people are still in hell, right? Like they can still like exist as like people or whatever, and like still have children. And the most embarrassing thing is in hell is to come up as like angelic.
Or I guess it could be a little bit like Soul, where maybe there's somebody who has died up above and is about to come to hell, but they haven't like fully, like they could be riding the line between life and death. And so they're making their plans for the hell prom, but they actually don't know if they're going to be able to, like if they might snap back. And maybe like one character who was like lonely and didn't have friends, becomes best friends with this soul who's riding the line that might end up going back, back up to the surface or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I don't know, I'm trying to think like what more could there be?
I mean, what I might suggest is like maybe we overshot it, like because it's like, and this might be like an age difference, right? Like Carrie came out in
70 something.
Yeah. Hell Prom, in my brain, I don't mind this Pixar idea, but there isn't a Pixar movie called Hell Prom. Ever. It's called Hell Prom. So it doesn't need to be a horror movie necessarily, but it could be like about like the worst. Because I was initially, I'm being sincere right now, I was initially thinking it's a prom slasher flick. Like prom, like people, the doors get locked in the gymnasium, then they're all getting fucking stabbed and like, you know, cut in half by bleachers and getting their heads stuffed into the baskets or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a comedy and it's called Hell Prom. And it's just like everything goes wrong for this person on the way to the prom. Like maybe it could be like a young fella, like think like a young Seth Rogen, like who could that be? Who like gets a prom date that's way above his pay grade. Right? Like unbelievably, like his best friend is the most beautiful person anyone's ever known. Like everyone loves her. They love her. She's like an artist. She's like a singer. She kills at sports. She's the captain of everything, valedictorian. And he's like kind of like we all feel in high school, like, I don't know if I even know what my arms do, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe it could be like McLovin, right? So maybe it's McLovin and like Dakota Fanning. Older people starring in like going back in their years, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, she asks him to the prom. Boom, surprise. And he's like, what? You want to go to the prom? He's like, yeah, I want to have the best time ever. And I know I want to do it with like my best friend. So he's friend zoned, even though he's really in love with her.
Yep.
Sorry I really feel like I hijacked this thing.
You did a little bit, but it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I'm kind of the same sort of Luke on your idea. I don't know, because the slasher aspect to me, if that was where it was going to go, it's like I can't get images of Carrie out of my mind.
Sure.
And then I don't know, for some reason I kind of I feel like it has to be, if it's going to be a comedy, there almost has to be like a literal aspect to it. Like maybe it's Halloween themed, you know, and like they call their Halloween dance the Hell Prom or something like that.
Ooh.
So it could still be like
it.
the high school scenario with the awkward teen and you know, the popular girl.
But like everything for this guy goes wrong.
Yeah. But they're also like dressed as vampires and stuff. Like it's already like, you know, everybody's whatever in awkward costumes and stuff anyway, and also trying to be cool around the, you know, the girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a car. He can't figure out like the dinner scenario, and he for him it's a date, and for her it's not.
Yeah.
But she sees how hard he's working for it because he cares about her so much. And even though everything goes wrong, and like by the end he's like, you know, he's standing there in his vampire costume, like covered in like dog shit. Yeah. You know, like half a leg burnt off. You know, some of his makeup washed off because like there must have been some like fire hose scenario.
I think maybe he stands up to a bully or something like that at some point on her behalf, and she finally like, as he's like defending her, sees that his feelings for her are more so than she had known prior to that. Like he just like says something when he like punches out the bully, where he's like, you know, don't mess with the woman I love or something. She's like, what? I never knew you felt that way.
Or maybe she knew all along. Maybe she was courting him. Maybe he had just like such like low self-esteem that he didn't realize that she wasn't just asking him out to the movie or the prom. Sorry, she was asking him out. Like, you're the guy. You're the guy for me.
Yeah, maybe she was just like in her own insecurity, as she was disguising it as, will you come with me as a friend? And he was just like, friend zoned, even though she asked me.
I love this. It's flipping it.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not the center of it. But we're going into overtime on this one, and I do apologize for hijacking it. But Hell Prom can't be a Pixar movie, and it can't be Carrie either. So we're on to something here. So maybe she becomes the center of the movie, but like not until after. Like we establish him as like the oh shucks guy, and you think he's going to be the downtrodden guy, but then she asks him to the prom, and he assumes that he's being friend zoned, and she assumes that she's already been friend zoned, and this is her play.
Yep.
Right? To win him over. Oh, my dog just walked in and scared the shit out of me. Hi, Pete. He just like busted through the door like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then all the bullshit goes down, and maybe it's she who stands up to the bullies. And she dresses it like he's getting picked on by like a bunch of like, what's the matter? Why are you hitting yourself? We gonna cry about it?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what, Doug? You've always been a dink and blah, 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 blah. And you think you're so good at art, but like you're Pat. And she just intellectually dresses him down. And he's like, whoa, mega swoon. Thanks, bud. And she's like, well, I love you. Help Rom.
Yep. Or
sorry. Also, like they're confessing love to each other while dressed as like morons.
I was gonna say, yeah, the whole time they're in costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, as she's dressing down the bully, maybe she just like says like, you'll never be like the bully who's like the popular kid. She's like, you'll never be as sincere and as whatever excellent as this guy in his vampire costume. That's covered in whatever.
And the bully who wouldn't get dressed up because he's too cool, and also the bully that assumed that she should be going out with him.
Yes,
I love it. It's greenlit. We went way over time on this one, but this was it's worth pulling apart and putting back together. I really thought Hell Prom was going to be like a B slasher flick, but like I really am happy that we pulled the nose up. So, who stars? Did we talk about stars?
We didn't. That's the thing. Like, I can't really think of any teenage actors or like young 20s. Like, the Stranger Things kid just comes to mind again.
Yeah, let's go. Let's just tap the cast of It.
Yeah,
the young cast of It.
Yeah, it could be the same girl from It too.
Yeah, she'd be great. I mean, she's so charismatic. And then, yeah, like one of the other young fellas from It. We could have Melissa McCarthy as one of the teachers, like the go-to teachers.
I feel like it could almost be it could almost be like a Tina Fey type thing. I feel like she would be really smart at writing it anyway.
Directing it. It's Tina Fey's directorial debut.
There we go.
Hell Prom. I can't wait.
I like it. I'm glad that came together.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hijacked it, but
it's okay. I couldn't. As a slasher film, I was just like, I just can't picture anything other than Carrie.
Right. Right. Well, Carrie. Yeah, I mean, that ends in a prom. But I was like, Hell Prom is a slasher flick. Could just be like somebody's like killing everyone who's going to the prom. Yeah. And it's just like that whole schlocky Friday the 13th shit all over again. All right, what do you got?
Triple Trouble.
Triple Trouble. Triple. We're going to use green screen technology, and we're going to have, in a multiplicity kind of way, we're going to have like Michael Keaton playing himself repeatedly. We're going to have the same amazing actor play themselves and do scenes with themselves. Triple Trouble will be the story. It's starring Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Playing three brothers who are all triplets. One is a convict, one is an average Joe, and the other is a very, very successful businessman or politician. Okay, that's the opposite of a convict, right? So you got one guy in jail, and then you have one guy who needs to stay squeaky clean because he's running for Congress. And then you've got just like, I'm just trying to live my life, whatever. I neither committed crimes nor seek to lead the people. I'm just in the middle. It's like hanging out. Mm-hmm. The convict one escapes from jail while the other sibling who's running for Senate is running for Senate.
I know where you're going.
And thusly, there's a police chase on, obviously, for the escaped brother.
Like his picture's all over the news, like this man is wanted, but he looks exactly like his brother.
Right, exactly. And then there's lots of like news. So the senator ends up like going into hiding. The senatorial candidate goes into hiding because he doesn't want to get arrested. Oh, no. The senatorial candidate ends up getting arrested because he looks exactly like the guy.
And his brother disguises himself as the candidate.
That's right, by putting on glasses.
Yeah.
And then he makes all the speeches, and he ends up getting elected to office. And then while in office, or on his way to office, finds out that his brother, who is running for senator, the guy in jail was framed for what went down. He was actually innocent, and he escapes. And he ends up posing as his brother who's running for the Senate and winning the Senate seat and finding out that his brother was actually a crook.
Yeah, he was like a real corrupt politician.
Exactly, like super corrupt, like doing some like really awful shit. And so he ends up in office, and then the other guy ends up back, quote unquote, back in jail because they can't prove. And then they have the one brother who's in the middle. It's like, what do you do? And, he's the only person who knows the actual secret.
Maybe he's like the middle brother who's kind of the average Joe, regular guy, regular job worker guy, is the one that both the other brothers confide in too. So
exactly. He's the only one who knows the truth. Yep. And so, but because he knows that the brother ended up in jail, who he'd go to visit, the only one who'd go to visit him, right, was innocent. And he believed his brother. He believed him. Mm-hmm. He manages to escape. And he knows his older brother, who bosses him around, not older brother, like the more successful brother, bosses him around, tells him what to do, doesn't really show up, sends like shitty gifts like Bill Murray sends in Scrooge, for, just like a company gift to the family.
Or the Brian Doyle Murray in Christmas Vacation.
Yes, exactly. The Jolly of the Month Club. So he's like disconnected, and he knows he's in he goes to visit him too, because he visits both of his brothers, and he's like always seeing like documents that his brother like covers up, stealing land from native people deal. It just like says at the top, and he covers it up like, so what are you doing this weekend? He's like, I'm just gonna, Linda and I are gonna go to, wherever. And he's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, we're real busy. I'd love to come over, dog, but we can't. Come over for barbecue. Like, that just never happens. Yeah. So he knows that his corrupt brother is going to be a senator, and he knows his innocent brother is caught in jail. And then the innocent brother escapes from jail. They switch, and he doesn't say shit. And it ends with him still going to visit both brothers, and his senator brother, who's now in jail, saying like, you know the truth. He's like, I do know the truth.
Yeah, I know that you're a crook and you're right where you belong.
That's right. And then this other guy who's innocent, who's now the jailbird come senator, is raging this great life and does a great job.
And maybe his experience being an innocent man going through the legal system gives him all sort of insight into politically what can be done.
Yeah,
so which is why his policies are so popular.
The senator for the people. It's popular like all the way around. He's like gets all this bipartisan support, and then maybe at the end he becomes like he's like runs for president. He's like
projections show that blah, 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 Senator Duchesne is a shoo-in for the presidency. And then it's like, cut to the middle brother. He's just like, you did it. But it's all predicated on a lie that only he knows, because they could never prove it differently, because they're a genetic match.
Yep.
This is directed by
Adam McKay.
It is directed by Adam McKay. Solid. And it stars Will Ferrell, and that's all we need, really, to get this pushed through.
I like that. Great job.
Jason Bateman. I'd like to see Jason Bateman in it as well, as like the dry colleague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's like the prison roommate or cellmate, whatever. Really dry. Like, I don't know.
I like him in The Office being like, do you want to meet up at Chili's for a cocktail? Like, nah, I got to go visit Still visiting your brother, huh?
Yeah.
In jail, huh?
I feel like that's like
for
kind
you.
of the kind of role that Jason Bateman gets typecast in now, though.
But he's so good at it.
He is so good at it. But I could just picture him being like the guy, in the prison cell, just being like basically acting just the same way Jason Bateman does. But like the whole time, you're just like, what did this guy do to get put in prison?
Right. I killed a man with my hands.
My hands.
Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe it's not Adam McKay. Bateman stars, cameo, and directs.
Ooh. Does he have any directing credits?
Oh
so
yeah,
far?
he does Ozark.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he directed it. I just knew he was in it.
Yeah, he's that's kind of like his baby.
Right on.
But I like McKay as well, because he has like the political bent, and then he and Will Ferrell obviously have like a rapport. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's had quite a career arc where he went from just like wacky, silly movies with Will Ferrell to really smart movies like The Big Short and Vice. I feel like this Triple Trouble kind of combines both of those strengths.
Let's put Wanda Sykes in as the central, neutral Will Ferrell's like best friend, coworker.
I could also see her as like a political rival who at first is like, I fucking hate this guy, but then like once all his policies become like, she's like, I don't know why I'm agreeing with you so much. Like,
oh,
I've hated
that's a
you
good
for
idea.
so
Like,
long.
yeah,
You've been my
she's
rival.
running against what she thinks is a different person.
Yes, yeah. She's his opponent, but she agrees with everything. Like when they switch.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly the answer. Why did you change platforms? This is the right thing to do. Like, I agree. God damn it. Then, yeah. Or like, she could run for president in the end. He becomes vice. There's lots of star potential here.
Yeah.
That's my pitch.
And that's a great call. Wanda Sykes and Will Ferrell. That just
Yeah, I'd love to see them together.
Greenlit. Triple Trouble.
Triple Trouble. I can't wait for Triple Trouble. This is wow.
What do you got?
Alternate title could be the October Surprise. Like,
or that could be the sequel if the first one does well.
Oh yeah. Good one. Well, I've got two, and I want to give you one.
Okay.
But I would like before I think this should maybe be our last one.
Okay.
But I have a few other titles I'd like to just like throw at you.
Sure.
Just for the sake of it. Long Range.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said mismanagement, miseducation. The Deficit.
Nice.
The Rabbit Hole was the one.
Nice.
Supermassive.
Ooh. All right.
Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
I had Return to Sender, but I favored Please, Mr. Postman.
Nice.
Past Due. Tied to that, Accounts Payable.
Yeah.
Raising Suspicions.
Oh, wow.
I actually, you know what? I like that. No, this isn't the one I want to use. No, it is the one I want to use.
I'm going to throw some titles at you just for the heck of it. If this is going to be the last one.
No, yeah. I'm with you. Like I'm still in the same zone of sharing. Like the ones that didn't make it.
So I had Duck Loose.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Crocodile Tears.
Okay. Yep.
The Soldier and the Sailor. Mm-hmm. Operation Phosphorus.
Wow. That's like a mix between like Avatar, The Abyss, and yeah.
And then the last one was $3 Days.
$3 Days is really good. I had like in the pile of like the common turns of phrase, I had the apple doesn't fall far.
Nice.
Benefit of the doubt.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
That's like Harrison Ford 80s, probably directed by Jodie Foster. Curiosity Killed the Cat.
Nice.
Could be the sequel to Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. A Blessing in Disguise.
Ooh. Oh, also, I didn't write this down today, but this is an idea I thought of a while back, is Grin and Barrett, but their guys' names.
Yeah,
it's like a buddy cop movie.
Matt Grin and
Yes.
and Bear Johnson.
Right, yeah. Matt Green and Steve Barrett or something like that.
Yeah, that's a sports comedy. Cutting Corners.
Nice.
Get Your Act Together, which could be like a musical comedy.
Yeah.
Long Story Short.
Ooh.
I thought could be like actually like a Pixar short film.
Yep. That also sounds like an anthology film, a la Buster Scruggs, like 4 films in one.
Agreed. Under the Weather.
Ooh, I like that.
In my brain, it was like a defeated weatherman who can't get past like the local channel kind of vibe. You can say that again. Which
It just sounds like somebody's stand-up special.
Great. I'm glad you went there because in my brain it was a comedian with amnesia.
Nice.
I also had this just came out of like I'm trying to think of like an alien invasion movie. I thought of Sky Breach.
Nice. That's great.
But that's definitely like a Gerard. What's his name?
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it would suck.
Yep. But I'd probably watch it.
Yep. All Is Fair in Love and War.
Ooh.
That made me think of like Danny DeVito, Kathleen Turner, Bette Midler, like that whole.
I don't know. That was actually just
Ruthless
making me
people.
think of like Tommy Lee Jones and Oliver Stone. Like.
Oh. So you went war, actual war.
Yeah. It's like what's that? What's the one I'm thinking of? Not Far From Home or something like that.
Yeah, the third in the trilogy.
The third in the Vietnam trilogy. Yeah.
Yep. But the movie I want to give you that I want you to write
Okay.
is called Rocket Science.
Rocket Science. All right. Man, this is just making me think of kids again. Like these are so it could be like after school stuff. Like these are the kids on like the science team or something like that. But they want to join a battle of the bands. Mm-hmm. And so, but they're all like scientific about it. So they like, I don't know, invent their instruments or something, and invent like a new sound of music that has never existed before.
Like rock it science.
Yeah, rocket science.
Into it. Go on.
So yeah, obviously, like they're content being science kids, but I guess they can't really get bullied by music kids because music kids get bullied.
Oh no, I love that idea. Go with the bullying by music kids. That's like a classic trope. Ghostbusters. Who's the bad guy? The EPA.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Like have
it's like the music kids are getting bullied by the jocks, and they just turn that around to the science kids. It's like
what do you call that? You're not transporting. You're projecting.
Projecting,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like the science kids are like, I feel like at some point they're gonna have to, like they end up like reaching common ground with music kids, maybe because they enter this battle of the bands with this scientifically calibrated sound that's never been heard before. They just blow minds. The battle.
Oh, like it pleases people because it makes their atoms like actually like settle into like a gold, like the golden space.
Yeah, there's like a chemical reaction that actually happens. Like,
yeah,
it's generated by like the exact vibrations that are produced by
exactly.
this music.
Like this is as close as you can get to heaven on earth.
Yeah.
Yep. So are you saying that the jocks bully the musicians and the musicians bully the science kids?
Yes.
But did they come together? Is that where you're going with this?
I don't know if they actually come together, but they definitely like the science kids win the appreciation of the music kids, and so they finally have some common ground. Like I don't know if it's like a, you know, like they don't team up against the jocks or anything like that. I think they just realize that, you know, if they like put their interests together, they can create something great, kind of thing. Like they come to that realization together.
Wheels are turning.
Yeah.
The jocks bully the music kids. The music kids, through projection, torture the science kids. But wouldn't it stand to reason that the jocks pick on the science kids as well?
That would stand to reason, yes.
Okay. So let's say that there was a jock bullies music kid bullies science kids. There's a battle of the bands. The science kids actually beat the music kids at music because they figure out this thing we just discussed, the golden note.
Yeah.
But then maybe that's when they come to like, can't believe you guys beat us at music. You know, it's pretty good. How'd you find the golden note? You know, and how'd you do so when like, you know, we couldn't even practice because we kept getting bullied by the jocks. And then the science kids are like, we get bullied by the jocks too. And like, really? And so that's their bond, right? They realize like New York and Portland both realize that Boston is the bully of both of us. So, you know? And then I'll just put this here and walk away. But like, what if they team up and they figure out how to make, because all the music kids are also in marching band.
Yeah.
And they figure out a way to make the brown note so that all the jocks shit themselves on the field.
Yeah, definitely.
On the shoulders
like I
of
know
the
you're
golden
going
note.
there. I love it. Like they figure out how to apply that technology. There has to be maybe something early on too, where they're reading about like the myth of the golden note. Like there's like this big, thick, dusty book.
Yes,
and there's like a tale of like, you know, in the 1400s, like a singer
Librarian
sang
played
this
by
note.
Paul Rubens.
So, yeah.
Probably heard of the golden note. Not many people have been able to achieve it, apparently.
Only twice in history.
Yes.
But they're like, these myths that involve like supernatural elements and stuff.
Yeah, you get a little Ghostbustery with it. I love the golden note, and they win by making the brown note. But it's like it has like the big ending because you have like a like all the like at the big homecoming game, and then all of a sudden the band's like, you know, playing whatever. Like, what's a good marching band song? You know,
like.
And then
We Will Rock You or something.
Yeah, it zooms in, and then like, everyone looks, and like all the sousaphone players are like,
They've got like early on, you see like they're all just wearing like these tech things over their ears or something, so like they're protected against the brown note.
the whole audience, like all the sports parents, like shit themselves. The whole stadium shits themselves, except for the band and the nerds, like the science nerds. Oh, they put it through the PA. They figure out like there's a big like Doc Brown like connect it moment. Like we're not gonna make it. Like like the hot dog cart rolls over the cable and like a kid who looks like Chunk like can't like I'll drive him. Like trying to get it connected, and then finally like he's like right at the moment where they hit the brown note. He's like kadoosh sparks, and then the whole team just like. Oh!
It's like that scene in Stand By Me at the pie eating contest.
Yes. Yep.
That's all the jocks shitting themselves.
Yes. Everybody, but their parents too. Yeah. We could have the jocks' parents be like even more terrible. Like
basically, like we know everybody who's vulnerable because they're not wearing the tech ear protectors.
Mm-hmm. They create. I love the tech. It's just like a pair of like Sony like headphones with like some extra shit on it. A couple lights and like a exposed chip. This movie is greenlit. I love it. Rocket science. Like way to fuck with the name too. Rocket science and it could be like it'd say rocket science with like the logo is like you've got like the orbiting like the oval around it, and instead of atoms it's like music notes. Yeah. Oh, I love it. The golden note to the brown.
I almost feel like Paul Rubens has to be in it now just to tell the myth of the golden note.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you've all heard the myth of the golden note.
No.
Let me show you. He pulls out the book and blows off the dust.
Apparently, according to legend.
Then you go into like the montage. Oh man. So I don't know who the young actors are to pull this off.
I mean, I feel like this could be better with unknowns as the kids, and then you get a Paul Rubens and I don't know why I'm picturing Paul Rudd somewhere in there. Just probably because of the new
100% Paul Rudd. Yep. David Koechner is one of the sports dads.
Yeah, definitely.
Steve Carell as well to get that kind of office, Kristen Wiig is one of the sports parents.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy. I want to cast her in everything. Yeah. So she could be one of the science moms. Chrissy Hind is one of the music.
Oh, nice.
Get that? Yeah.
I feel like I could picture like a Kate McKinnon is one of the science moms, or actually, or she could go either way. Actually, she'd be a sports mom too.
She could crush a Karen as well. But Kate McKinnon's. It's in the movie.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else do I just want to see in this movie? Like Mike Myers in a cameo.
Oh,
like a small, but like kind of like Inglourious Bastards, where he like crushes it and then he's out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe it could be like. I'm just thinking like maybe they're like Mike Myers, like as a kid at one point was trying to replicate the golden note.
Yeah,
so he's just a guy that sees that they've achieved it, and he's like, they finally did it.
They go to visit him.
Yes,
and he's a real man. Like, yeah, that's great. And then he's at the game, and he has his own. He knows he has his own technology, which is like bigger headphones, like from the 70s. But it has the same brown note protection. Yeah, I love this. This might be the biggest hit. Rocket science. Awesome. Is there anybody else that should be? Oh, who's directing?
Oh, good question.
Who's directing? Part of me thinks that maybe we look at John Hughes. Like bring back a killer. I also am thinking Paul Feig.
Oh yeah. Paul Feig could be great.
A great comedic director.
I'm trying to think. Who else is?
Maybe it's Apatow.
Oh yeah, he could be great.
At least as a producer. At least. Well, we went way over 5 minutes on that one, but you know what? It was worth it. All right. Well, good job.
That's Taika Waititi.
Yes.
This is his movie.
Yes, it is. It would be so good. Oh, man. I can't wait for this movie. Rocket science.
Well,
love this movie.
We've done it. We've
You did a great job, man.
You too.
I knew this episode was going to be fun. I don't know if it's fun for the listener, but I've had an absolute blast. This is my favorite.
I mean, I'll probably
It's my
dream about
favorite
some of these
episode.
movies tonight. So
Yeah, probably. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and suggest we do a sequel next week.
I'm way down.
Yep. This is what our podcast should have been the whole time. Oh, man. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. And thanks, Jonesy.
Thank you.
SAZETU is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Learn more about the spirits they bring into the state of Maine at mainspirits.com and what to do with them by downloading their app for your smartphone or visit them on Instagram at Maine_spirits. Promotional consideration provided by State Theatre Portland. Learn more at statetheatreportland.com and Sun Tiki Studios. Learn more at suntikistudios.com.